So I'm about to try and cook mince for the first time. That's mince, not mince. A man in work suggested boiling it, but I quickly dismissed him as a moron. So yeah, if you see any fire engines kicking about Paisley. So it almost bit tits up straight away when I put the plastic thing that sits in the mince sits on in the packet. I put that in the pan. But it's going to be fine, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it, fine. Now comes the age-old question of how much spaghetti is too much spaghetti. Now personally I don't believe in such things, so I've used a metric fuck ton. Now I am a man who has set fire to boiling pasta in the past, so I should probably pay more attention. At times like these, when you're cooking something you've never cooked before and you're chopping vegetables and such, I often find that the best thing to do is to pour yourself a beer. It's important to remember, folks, you don't want your mushrooms too clean because the dirt can often add to the flavour, and eating a little bit of soil has never hurt anyone. Adam will be absolutely astounded to see that I have actually learned to cut vegetables properly. It turns out that mushrooms aren't traditionally cut into quarters. Using an old trick that my S1 home econ teacher taught me, that if you put a little bit of salt in the pan it stops the pasta sticking to the edge. What she didn't tell me is if any of that salt water goes in a frying pan, a massive fire will happen. So that became the rest of that lesson. Don't put salt water in frying pans. And it worked. I haven't since, and I think most of my class are still alive. I've successfully steamed up all of my windows before I remembered I have an extractor fan. How am I not dead yet? Please stop spinning. Why are you spinning? So far, no fires, and I've not cut my thumb today, which I did last Monday when I was chopping peppers. So I would say a rousing success. When I say a rousing success, I mean a space rousing success, not an arousing success. The meal's not been so successful that I'm erect or anything like that. So oxo cubes are egg-shaped. Like, I can't do it because I'm holding the phone, but who knew that? Most of you, probably, yeah. I think I just ate like a quarter of an undissolved oxo cube. It was delicious though. So what I was thinking I would do is make some cheese pasta with my own sauce. Not that kind of cheese, not my own cheese. My own sauce, some mushrooms, peppers and some pork. And I don't know why I'm talking like that, most chefs aren't gay. Honestly, the amount of times that I come very close to slicing my hand when I'm chopping vegetables and stuff, I'm really dicing my death. I really am though, I really am when I'm chopping, I'm cutting it close. Bringing a mushroom to a knife fight. Wait, no. The inside of a pepper is pure howling, man. Imagine that you cut open your arm and that's what it fucking looked like inside. That is bogging. For those of you that are like, that's not how you cut a pepper, right, tell that to YouTube, pal. My dad wasn't there when I was away to teach me how to cut peppers. Is that something dads do? I don't really know what dads do. And Blair, if you're watching this, cooking the pasta in a pot, so like me, all la-di-da, not using a microwave. That is one of Chef Peter's top tips though. If you can't be arsed, standing next to the pot, make sure it doesn't boil over, you know, because that's a lot of effort. You can just whack pasta in the microwave for about 20 minutes and it will cook. It will make a mess of your microwave, but in a piece of good news, I managed to get through that without cutting myself, which makes it much more of a success than when I was living in London. We self-harm joke on a Friday night cooking show. Cooking show? I'm getting ideas above my station. I'm barely cooking. Do you know what I did? I was really smart earlier, and I definitely didn't spend like an hour cleaning my entire kitchen before I started to make this meal. Because I was feeling fancy earlier, I went for ham that's got pistachio nuts and garlic through it. And now the kitchen stinks to high heaven. Honestly, I might go just buy a 20 deck and smoke it in here to get rid of it. Hello pasta, my old friend. I've cooked too much of you again. Technically not true. When you're making cheese pasta, there is no such thing as too much. Although that might be a little too much. And another piece of good news, I remembered I had an extractor fan before my windows steamed up. Killing it today. Maybe I could do this for charity and do a sort of like mental health awareness, cut veggies, not wrists kind of thing. Would you donate? Then follow up with a sort of like late night one, cut lines, not wrists. Although it might be harder to get funding for that. None of them are rotating. I'm fucking amazing at this. For the sauce, we've got some cheddar, we've got some Edam, Lidl's finest. There's the ham. Just in case you want to keep abreast of my ham situation. Side note: if you run out of milk for your cheese sauce, just use chocolate milk.